Family isn't always blood. Sometimes it's leverage. My sister always said we were inseparable, two halves of the same soul, she'd laugh. I believed her, until I realized how useful that could be. When I married Darren, I didn't do it for love. Love doesn't pay bills or build houses on the hill. Darren was kind enough, but he was painfully plain. His face carried the kind of sadness that made mirrors look away. Still, he was rich, and I was smart. The problem was, I didn't want to sleep with him or ruin my body. Not for him. Not for anyone. I had managed to dodge it throughout our dating, turning down his late-night advances, faking headaches, slipping out early from his apartment, and keeping our intimacy strictly superficial. So when Darren's libido couldn't chill anymore and his obsession with starting a family was kicking in, I knew exactly who to call. My twin sister, Lila. We were identical, so it made perfect sense. She stared at me like I'd lost my mind.
You want me to sleep with your husband?
No. I want you to carry our babies. You and I, we share everything, remember? I could be persuasive when I wanted to. And Lila, sweet, soft-hearted Lila, agreed. I made her dress like me at night, and she slept with Darren until she was pregnant. While she carried the children, I carried on with my life. I shopped with Darren, attended his business dinners, and smiled for the photos. Everyone said we looked perfect. Perfect was all that mattered. When her belly started to grow, I wore a fake one so Darren wouldn't notice. She became the wife at night, and I remained the wife by day, enjoying every privilege that belonged to me. The most difficult part of it all was the labor time. Darren wanted to be there for me while I was giving birth, but I can't exactly push out something that isn't there. The week we were scheduled for childbirth, he had a work trip, but he wanted to cancel the trip. There wasn't an excuse on this cursed spit of land that I didn't give him in my attempt to discourage him from coming for the labor. When I saw that there was nothing I could do to discourage him, I finally gave up. I just planned with my sister to make sure that she was with him during the week that we were scheduled to give birth. I stayed in a hotel while my sister stayed with my husband instead. I warned her to say as few words as possible. Luck was on my side, and my sister went into labor on exactly when we hoped. My husband went with her to the hospital, thinking that was his wife. I heard the experience was terrible, and it took a long time. But what do I care? I was in my hotel room, drowning in caviar and wine. When the twins were born, they were flawless, identical. Lila's delicate features, my sharp jawline. A perfect blend of bloodlines and deception. I held them in my arms and smiled, knowing every piece of this life had been orchestrated carefully. Later, I met with Lila to pay her off. You've served your purpose. I pushed the beautifully loaded envelope across the table. Now, get out of our lives forever. It was then that Lila confronted me, tears in her eyes. Why are you even doing this? You don't even love him. I love him, she cried. You're just after his money. I didn't flinch. She had gotten attached. I mean, I don't blame her, but I couldn't give a damn. I leaned close and whispered, cold and certain. It doesn't even matter. He's my husband. I can do whatever I want. Say a word to him and you're gone. You'll fall off the face of the earth like you never existed. Her face fell. She had trusted me, and she had signed the contract without reading it carefully. She didn't realize the leverage I held. With that, she left willingly, taking her tears and her envelope, aware she had already lost. Then Darren. He adored the twins, and he was always so inspired and impressed at how agile I was, despite going through a taxing childbirth. He wanted to secure the future of the children, to protect them, to make them part of his life. Naturally, it came up, how to handle the inheritance and assets. I suggested the most logical path, transfer everything to the twins' names, and I even gave him reasons to do so, like how doing this would lower inheritance tax and help him not worry much about a will. Not that he needed reasons. He agreed immediately, delighted at the idea, thinking he was doing the right thing for his children. I couldn't use Darren's lawyer, Lloyd. He would never agree to my scheme. So I had another lawyer draw up the legal framework for it, transferring his assets to the children with me as caretaker and granting me power to do with the assets as I see fit. I moved some money into Lloyd's account and claimed that Lloyd had been swindling money for his personal interest. Darren was furious. He thought he could trust Lloyd, but it seems not. He cut Lloyd off, and I brought in the lawyer that drafted the documents for me. He came with the papers, and at this point, Darren wasn't just in love with me, he also trusted me. After all, I had just exposed a thief living in his drawers. Darren signed the papers without a second thought. He had no idea the legal wording I had arranged ensured it would be under my control, not theirs. The deal was simple, in his eyes. A family, a future, a way to ensure the twins were taken care of. He smiled as he signed, happy and trusting. He had no clue how cleverly I had orchestrated it. And then, quietly, I divorced him. I sent him out of the house. After all, I was the caretaker. Sure, he was bewildered but unharmed, believing he had done right by the children. Every asset, every advantage, every control was all mine. Some women build families out of love. I built mine out of strategy. In the end, everyone left pieces of themselves behind, and I only collected what mattered. I kept the children because I needed them to keep control of the fortune, but they better not misbehave, because I'm not one to tolerate insubordination. Call it ruthless if you want. I call it my happy ending.
Not every villain gets a bad ending. Be careful out there.